Greetings, everyone. Here we are for another Obvio Q&A. As a reminder, you can post questions on the dashboard as you came in. Ask a question, as Clara has done. Hey, Clara. And Miriam.
Hi.
And hello, Clara. All right.
Hi there.
Hello, Kat. All right.
Hey,
So,
Kat.
setting up the dashboard for upcoming event this weekend. Created a ticket link. Event is free. Need help with the magic link though. I tried using the link last night and logged in. Okay, so you tried to use a link to log in. Hey.
Really, I don't know what I'm doing.
You said you don't know what you're doing, or maybe you don't know it.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I was just following the prompts and trying to remember what I did the last time. I know we had to create a ticket that would then give us a link, but then you can't start your event until there's a ticket purchased or something like that. I can't remember. Hey, Jane.
All right. So let's have a look at your event. Someone's just coming to get my dog. Let me say hello to everyone.
It's raining really hard here. I'm in Costa Rica and it's like storming really hard. And I've got my satellite's not the best.
Starlink,
it's good, but when it rains, it's not very good connection. So let's see what we can do here.
All right. So can do you want to screen share and we'll have a look? So yeah, are you logged in at the moment? You were able to log in? Okay. Okay.
Am I okay to share?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Okay, so share. Why don't I see my, there it is.
Here we go.
Okay.
It comes.
So,
all right.
Give me 1 second. You guys bear with me. Let me open it up. Oh no, why is it saying leave meeting? No, I don't want to leave the meeting. I just want to minimize this. Then I want to go here. I want to go here. Move this out of the way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you're logged in, okay.
Okay, yeah, that's not the issue. So I go here. Sorry, you guys. So I'm going here. And I did the template thing. Wait, where is it? A design. There it is. I made my little dashboard. There it is. I don't want anything on it, just the event. Welcome. It's going to happen soon. And worst comes to worst, I have a Facebook event page that has a link to Zoom. And if this doesn't get done, it's no big deal. Then we have let me see the preview because I edited all that out.
Okay.
There you go. All right, so that's really what it is. Wait, where's the rest of the stuff? How come that doesn't show? Okay. So I've got this here, but what I ended up doing was I wanted just that. So I ended up, that's disabled. That's correct. All of these are disabled, except for the main. So when I go to the preview, why isn't it there?
Well, yeah, main is only there if you have something else to go to and then come back to the main. If main's the only thing, then it doesn't need to be displayed.
Oh, okay, all right. So
Yep.
then we
Yep.
just leave it then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then that's good. So that's all we
Yeah.
need. We just know that when people get a ticket, they're gonna come here, but the very first time they come here, then what they get is an initial opening screen that shows them the sign in to Obi, right? To Obvio. Am I correct in that?
Yeah. Okay. So just one step back. Have you got an email list or something that you're sending out
Yeah,
for people to
yes, yeah,
register to? Yeah.
yep. Yeah.
Uh, and what is that system through? What do you use for your email list? Mastermind.
Well, I haven't gotten everything down pat and mastermind, so I'm using Wix. I have an old contact list there. I mean, if people that have known me for 20 years are from
Okay.
my Wix contact list, and I've been sending sequenced emails at this point. I also have the event page on Facebook. There's about 15 people interested in coming. About five have said yes, they'll come. A few of them are still on the fence. I'm not,
And how
yeah.
have they've said they've come, but you haven't got a sign up for them to sign up as
I
yet? Is
do.
that
I
right?
have, yeah, I have sent them a sign up. Here's the sign up I sent them. I sent them, I do have it right here. This is the sign up. Yada,
Okay.
yada, yada. Come join us. You're constantly juggling work and family and struggle to make time for self-care. So la da da
Yeah.
da 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 da.
And so when
All
they
of that. And then
when
they
they do
save my
save my
seat.
seat, yeah.
Then they fill this in and then it
Okay.
drops into my mastermind stuff. The only problem with mastermind is I still haven't figured out how to do the frickin' workflow. So I have to manually go in and check and see, who's dropped something in. Not that many people have. So I have an alternative because I've also been sending out emails to everybody from my Wix. And on that email, it says, if you know, like for instance, the email I sent out today.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody's going to know my login.
Can't see it. Um, okay, so this is where you're sending to an email list,
A list.
but you're sending them
Correct.
that the mastermind sign up.
No, I mean, I put that mastermind sign event page on this. I just said, if you want more details, then a link to that mastermind stuff. If they want more details, if they want in, then they could just, save their seat directly into my system at Wix. And so they'll go right into my contacts. I'll get an email that somebody sent me a contact form and
Okay.
I can follow up with them. I know it's kind of spread out all over the place, but that's the only thing I can do right now because it's too big of a learning curve for me to get all these workflows down. And
Yeah. Yeah. I
so
look
I'm piecemealing it.
absolutely. The main thing is that you're getting people to sign up, and so that's great.
And I'm
Um,
following up with people and all that kind of stuff. So the email that I
great.
sent them, that I've been sending them an email sequence through my Wix because those are the people that know me. They get emails from me through that system all the time. If they
Yep.
have any questions, the clicks that I give them, if you want to sign up, click here. My contact info from my website comes up. It drops right into my emails, it drops right into
Right.
my website, so I know who's signing up through there. Then I also
Okay.
have another link that says if you want more details, because my emails don't have the same kind of detail that my
So
mastermind thing
yeah.
does.
So all of this is all related to CRM, and it's all really before Obvio. my gut feeling with you, with it being a day and a half away, um, is that you're going to default back to your the to
Yeah,
just doing it in Zoom, right?
that's fine.
So
That's fine with
yeah,
me. I don't mind that, but I want to know because at one point, I'm gonna have to move up and level up to Obvio because my Zoom is only gonna contain X number of recordings in the iCloud.
yeah,
And so if I do it through Obvio, the more often I
sure,
do these things, so I want to graduate. So I want to
yep,
know how to do it.
yeah. So the key will be getting everything working in Mastermind first, and then the connection from Mastermind to Obvio is very straightforward. But
Oh,
but
okay.
if you're but your currently your workflow is not set up in
Nope.
Mastermind, so you've got a bit of a manual process.
Yeah.
Once you have it all in Mastermind, the what happens is the connection to Obvio is that it will uh, when someone signs up, or however flow you make for people signing up, they're filled in a form. That form will you create an automation in Mastermind, which is go high level, which will um, which will create a tag that Obvio is looking for.
Wait. Go back. There was just like a little
I honestly,
thought that
on it, honestly, it doesn't make sense right now for you to fill your
okay.
mind with this when you've got an event in 2 days' time and you're not going to use this information. It's going to make sense for you to focus on doing your event, and then come back next week. We can make it all work and get it happening. The key for you is, firstly, the priorities are do your event and do that really well,
Yeah.
and don't get distracted by this, that you're not going to pull all this together in the next hour
I
or so.
wasn't expecting to. I wasn't
No,
expecting to, really.
I,
I
I
I
get
really
that.
wasn't.
I get that. I'm just saying, so once you do your event, then you want to get everything, you want to get all of your email list out of Wix and put it into Mastermind, have it all in
Oh,
one
really?
spot.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
And then all of your emails are being sent from Mastermind, and then now you're ready to connect that to an Obvio event, and then the whole process starts to work, and it works for you, and it's all easy. Then
Yeah.
what's happening is you're sending your emails for people with the magic link to get into Obvio will come out of Mastermind, and will be straightforward because
Okay.
Mastermind and Obvio will be talking together. So that
This is
that
a
that'll be
beautiful
the
thing
trick.
to understand.
Yeah.
Thank you so
So
much.
there's a bit of homework there, and that is getting Mastermind working properly,
Right.
and with and be your single source of truth as a one CRM. That's
Yep.
where all of your contacts are,
Yep.
and then you're able, as the events happen in Obvio, then you're able to connect those, and away you go. Then you're
Yeah,
building on a good
I
foundation.
agree. Very good.
So
Okay, well, that's where I'm going. And it's actually, they're quite helpful, with if you have any questions and helping you with
right,
your workflow.
that's
I mean,
great,
I did start, so they do hold you by the hand and take you through it. So it's just a matter of
brilliant.
time to put it all together.
Yeah. Well, you're super close, and that just means that for the next event, you'll be ready, and you'll be confident and have it all in place, and you shouldn't have to do so many manual steps. But
I know.
at the moment, I think you've got it worked out for now. Do this event, and then we'll help you with the next one.
I do have one other question. Can I sneak it in?
Sure, sure.
So when I set up my Zoom, I've been doing Zoom calls on a weekly basis now to a small group of my fitness clients. And so the camera on the computer is just so grainy, and I don't have very good lighting. It's hard for me to get good lighting here in Costa Rica, but I do my best. So it is what it
Hmm.
is. But Chat GPT and I have had several discussions about this,
You've
and
you've
you
had
know,
talks. Yeah.
And he said that really to use my really to use my phone camera would actually be as my main source, and I could use my cell phone camera as a participant, excuse me, as the host, make my computer the participant, and then I could use my computer screen to see the gallery screen, and then my cell phone is the main camera. The only problem that I seem to be having with that is my audio is going cuckoo because I've been using my earbuds, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And when I open up my computer, it sometimes sees my earbuds and it sometimes doesn't. So, and then I have to lower the phone so that the sound doesn't clash because sometimes I use music. So what do you recommend, Grant, as far as should I just do the computer?
What computer do you have?
I have a Dell.
Okay.
Uh,
So my my recommendation is that you get a, a webcam that just keeps this whole thing much simpler. Not use your phone, but just have a webcam that is better than the one that's in the computer, which isn't hard to get a better camera than that. So the because now just have it all on the computer and not try to introduce the phone. If you were, yeah, the phone is not the way to do it, right?
okay.
But because it just complicates it unnecessarily.
Oh, tell me.
There, and there's ways I could tell you about. Leaving computer audio on the other computer would make a big difference. And so you disconnect from audio altogether, and now your audio is only going through the phone. But that's fixing a
I've done
problem
it that way, but it's
based on a
very
bad idea.
complicated.
Yeah,
Yeah, very
yeah,
complicated.
exactly. Um, so I still really like, and they've gotten even cheaper now. Is the Insta 360? I'll send you a link here.
Insta 360. Okay.
Link Insta 360 link,
Link.
uh, and
Link. Okay.
they're 180 at the moment, which is very good.
Yeah, well, I'm
Um,
in Costa Rica, so they're probably 400 here.
right, you see what it comes out at. Um, you just get the link here. There we go. I've just put it in the chat on that Amazon link. You can see what
Oh,
that looks like.
cool.
Um,
Oh,
but
all
yeah,
right.
it may be. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Costa Rica, but they might be in stores and things as well. But I mean, even a Logitech camera would be, what would be better. And you'll connect that in USB, and now you choose that as your camera, and it'll work better. So the low
Okay.
light tends to work better, and you'll probably be happier. The other thing that's nice about the Insta 360 is it is actually it's a moving camera. It has a little pan tilt zoom on it, which means that if you are doing any instruction and you need to
I
step
do, and
back,
I move.
right, it'll follow you. Yeah, so it can
Okay.
follow you doing that. Yeah.
All right. So
So
the
that
Insta 360 link, and then the second one you mentioned, which is what I've heard of that
well,
before.
I just said like often at even department stores and grocery stores and things, you can pick up a Logitech camera webcam.
Logitech. That's it.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and if you had to go down that line where you're just buying something off the shelf, then just get at the most expensive one that you can that you can afford.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I'll be sure to
that'll.
do that.
We have a phrase, and that is the phrase is buy once, cry once. So so you cry at how much you pay, but that's it. You do it once. Versus you buy something cheap and you're crying all the time because you bought a cheap piece of junk and you're crying all the time every time you use it. Buy once, cry once.
Yeah, I got it. I think you guys
No
had
worries.
enough
All the
of me.
best.
Thank you
All the
so
best for
much.
your event. I'm sure it'll be
Thank you.
awesome.
Oh,
No
thanks.
worries. You're welcome. All right. We've got some other questions here. Ed, a couple of things. Got some feedback from Barry yesterday that the landing page was too dark and it looked amateurish. Wow. Did those words sting, Ed?
Honestly, I need all the help I can get, Grant. Like, and I'd rather hear it now than not get it and then have it not work and say, why is this not working?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can,
Yeah, you want to show it?
yeah, I can do that. Share my screen here. Sorry, I've been on Teams all day and all of a sudden I'm switching to,
Yeah, right.
okay. So, hold on. I can't move this. Why is this not moving? Um, I'm sorry.
You're right.
There we go. Okay.
Take your time. This is what we're here for.
So all the backgrounds, this was from Obvio, and it was a black, white, because that was the default.
Okay.
And so I took it out, and because this is for the LGBTQ, I put a rainbow flag in the background. This is what I
Uh-huh.
did today. Like what she was saying yesterday was it was too dark with the black. She's like, you don't want that. So I took that out and put the rainbow flag there. And honestly, I just think it looks like shit. And I'm not sure how to fix it. So Blue told me to come on the audio call and he's like, Grant, or I can fix this in a few minutes. I'm like, oh, awesome. So tell me how.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Blue's like, and I won't be there. You know, he's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. He
yeah,
didn't
he's
say
like,
that yesterday. He
yeah,
did not
yeah,
say
go on.
that yesterday. So
Yeah, okay. All right. And so further down, you've got your ticket register. Yeah. Okay.
yep. Yep. And then we start, and she also did not like this picture. Barry did not like this picture, so I'm changing that. I'm changing some of the pictures.
Right.
Um, but like I'm trying to figure like right now I just have this white background and um trying to figure out how to make it look better.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So, um, I'm more tech than design. However, um, from my to my eye, the second part of this is looking much better than the first part, right? Like there's an inconsistency um, on that first part, and I think possibly the the flag the flag in the back is just kind of overpowering it all. I don't think that there's anything necessarily wrong with the white background.
Okay.
Um, and I I think that if you went back to a white background instead of the flag, include the flag elsewhere but not as a background,
Okay.
um, then that see, can you see how as a kind of hook sign up page, this first part is inconsistent with the rest of it. Like as in you go down now,
Yep.
when you go down, this looks more familiar, right? I'm like, okay, I'm pulled in by a photo. I agree that the I like the photo of you. I don't need twister in the front, right? So what I think of that. You see what I mean? I'm like, I want that first photo of you to be pulling me in, which it does. It's just it doesn't need to have everything else in it.
Okay.
And so I want to see you, and then I'm pulled into what you've written. When I look at this, I don't even care what you've written at the top because it's not pulling me in. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
would scroll down and I'd jump straight to this part. I wouldn't even read that because it's not pulling me in the same way.
Got it.
Um,
Okay.
so less is more. Look, Blue and Barry know a lot more about copy, than I do. I don't. That's
Yeah,
not what I know.
yeah,
But
I'm not worried so much about copy. Oh, I am worried about copy, but not in this conversation.
fair
Um,
enough. Yep. So, I think you could pull the background out.
okay.
Let's have a look. Yeah, and I'd love a.
Me. I have found all kinds of things I could do in Obvio today while I was trying to figure out how to do this.
You've done great.
So, and save that. Okay, so
Have you got any video at all? Is there any
um
video on this page?
I
No.
do, but not for this. And about 5 iterations ago, Barry told me to take it off.
Okay.
I could make a video like welcoming people to Empowered and explaining what it is. I could easily do that. Do you think that would be
The
helpful?
last thing that I want to do is contradict something that Barry has said. She knows this better than me. But what I'm feeling like is that there's a bunch of text, and I would love to get a sense of who you are, and a 30-second or 1 minute video that just said, "Hey, I'm Ed. This is what I'm about, and this is what you could connect in with." Um, not to take away from all the text, but I think it is just something else that's just like, oh, I like this guy. I like the sound of this guy. I can connect with that versus, like just more text, less salesy, right? Is the kind of the is because of the type of content you're talking about. Without knowing a lot of that, I'm picking up some of what the content is about. I think you want to make a personal connection as quickly as you can,
Got
and
it. Okay.
a great way to do that would be video. So see how already it looks better without the
Yeah.
background. You know,
Yep.
it already is working. If you want to, if you wanted to keep, I don't want to tell you what to do, right? Like I just want to, I want to
Oh,
suggest some
I
things.
don't mind you telling me what to do.
No, I know,
I'm a
but then
really
you're getting.
great coach, but I suck at this stuff. So I'm getting better, but I'm not that kind of gay, Grant. I don't have that artistic
I get
thing.
it. I get it. Um, do you know uh, what what are you good at, Ed?
Coaching people and help them getting out of their shit.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
So how do we get people to see that side of you as quickly as possible?
got it. Uh, I will figure that out. So
There's something there, right? Like I I think about this stuff. I think that there are, and as I said, I could be saying things that are totally opposite to what Blue and Barry says, and so discount it wherever you need to. They know this industry. All I know as a consumer, as just someone who sees this and what things attract me is I want to connect with you as quickly as I can. I don't want to see a cookie cutter sales page, same as everyone else, trying to use some special phrase that pulls me in. Uh, at the end of the day, are the words that you're saying, are they words that you would say to people? How can we make this look like you are unique, Ed? So your
Yes.
sales page should be unique and it should tie to who you are. And if you are, which is what you're saying, you cut the crap, you're getting straight to the point. If that's your coaching style, then that's how the sales page should look too, right? I'm not
Okay.
I'm not gonna have pages and pages of information, because that's not how I operate. I operate like this. These are the 3 points that you need to know. Bang, bang, bang. If this is you, this is how I can help.
Got it.
And what's the best way to communicate that? It could be video. Now,
Okay.
it could be that Barry and Blue say, yeah, do a video to get people to your sales page and then explain, what it is that they're signing up to. But less is more, like it really is, particularly now, I think, in the AI world where it's so easy to just go over the top with words. I think the world, at least the online world, is getting desensitized to just more words.
Got it.
And
Okay.
so less words is better. And looking neat. Now, here's the thing, and the reason I asked, what are you good at? You're good at doing the coaching. So we need to shortcut as quick as we can to getting people to seeing that. They see that. They see lives change. They see how it is that your influence on people makes a difference. And so we want to get that across as quickly as possible, because ultimately, get people in the program, get people signed up, and then just pay someone to do all this shit for you. Right?
Amen, brother. Oh my God. Amen. So,
Right.
okay.
So I don't think you want to stress too much about it. In my mind, this is already looking better. Less is more. Tidy it up, make it really punchy. I would love to see a video. I think that and spend some time on your video. It doesn't need to be highly edited, right? Remember this, that the connection that you have with people will come through on a really bad little video. I'm not saying you're going to make a bad little video, right? But if you did, people are going to see through all of this stuff to you if you're truly being authentic to who you are. And if
Got
that
it.
can come across in a 30-second video, then that's going to be the thing that converts people. Keep this page really, really tight and really clear. Get people into it, and then get it rolling. Get a bunch of events happening, and then pay people to do this better, and they can do all the extra stuff that they need to do. Is that
Got it.
is that fair?
That worked. I literally filled up a whole page with notes. So thank you so much. I now have things to do for the next 3 days before the Friday open office hour call. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
Um,
cool.
I did ask a second question on there
Yeah,
too.
go for it.
Uh, so at one point, and it wasn't for me, it was for somebody else. Blue took a picture and like got rid of the colored background on it.
Mm.
And I guess it was for me. He did it for, on the Empowered logo. Um, and then he gave it to me in a different format. Do you have any idea what program does that?
There's actually a few. There's some tools online. There's he likely used Photoshop or something to select all of the white background and delete it, and then export it as a transparent PNG file, so that it maintains the transparency. But I just quickly looked. There's a remove-background.com is one that I think can do it. So it depends. I mean, see, it's not as big a deal now on the Empowered logo because you've got a white background, right?
Yeah. Well, this is actually for something else, but
something else. Okay, sure. Yeah.
It's
so
for a logo for a workshop I'm doing. So
you can you could search for removing background, and you literally just upload the file and then it gives you it with the background removed. So you could play around with that.
All right. Thanks, Grant.
Yeah. I'm conscious that I haven't necessarily helped you. I feel
That's not been my experience.
All right. Okay. As long as you feel that way. Yeah. Melanie said about Canva as well, that Canva has a remove background option in it as well. So you could play around with that. And actually, Canva would be a good place to get tips on layout and things as well. So,
Awesome.
because this is the thing that you could do is pick a template and then sort of copy that, even if you're not using it in Canva, meaning you find a template that Canva has because they've got hundreds of them. You're like, I'm happy with how that looks, roughly, and now bring up Obvio and just match some of it, match some colors, match some sizing, that sort of stuff. I just caution you, and I say this all the time. I just caution you that it's really important that you get these first things right, the first impression that people have of you, which is why Barry is saying it's coming across as amateur. It is important to get that right, but not at the cost of you putting on a really good event. And so I say that as you are preparing for this event, weigh heavily how much time you invest in preparing yourself and the content and the way you connect with people at the event. Because at the end of the day, people don't care what your poster looks like for your event. They care what your event was like. And that word of mouth is going to make the biggest difference. Now, ideally, we do both at the same time, right? And that you want to be excellent in all areas. But it often happens where it's more tangible, it's more obvious to you, to us, that I want to spend time on making my website better, rather than the less tangible, less obvious work of how do I make my content better, and how do I design my event better, and how do I think about how I'm going to engage people better, and how I'm going to, all of those things.
Yep.
Right. And I'm not judging you at all. I'm saying this is just a trap that we all fall into. It's like, I just want to mess around with this logo and this background until I get to the event, and then I'll just do the event and I'll just wing the event. Or I would say, wing your website and put all intentional effort into your actual event, because that's going to do the conversion, not your website.
It's funny. I'm not too worried about the event per se. I'm doing speeches right now, and like I did one last Thursday, and 100% of the feedback said, "I will come back. I will do this again."
Great.
I love doing them. So like when I'm in front of the audience, I'm incredible. When I'm trying to do
I
this
have no
marketing,
doubt.
oh,
Yeah,
it's like, oh, yeah.
I have no doubt. But you haven't arrived.
I haven't arrived there yet. Yep. So, all right. Thanks, Grant.
So yeah, there's always stuff that we can do. And I'm just saying, from an investment point of view, no matter how good you are right now, the return on investment will be greater in putting on a better event than it will be on getting your logo right.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. All the best. yeah, I don't want that to be a cop out. If Blue was here, he would have messed around a little bit more. But I don't want to take it in a different direction that yeah, that might not be as good.
Actually, I'm thinking about redoing the whole damn thing and making it a lot shorter and taking
I
like
think it's worth that.
really, like, do I really need all this shit on there? Like, no. So, so those of you who will be
It's
on Friday will see a whole new website.
well, it's probably been a really good exercise to go through all of that. And was it Mark Twain that said if I had more time, I'd write you a shorter letter? That's the concept here. With more time, you can actually make this site shorter and more succinct and true to who you are. Like this, it's super key that don't I think don't try to be like any other website or something that's selling something. Just be you, um, and be punchy. Like be real and just make it super authentic to who you are. People will love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean it. I mean, there's a lot of women on here, so I will get in trouble for saying some of the things I say in some of my meetings in front of straight people.
right.
Um, because I'm like, like one thing I said was,
Oh,
gay men.
you're going to give us an example.
I'll give you an example. I said
See if we can upset some people.
one thing gay men do is look for dicks and assholes, and then they're surprised that their boyfriends are dicks and assholes. And like, you can't say that on a sales web page without people getting, yeah. So anyhow, thank you.
Well, yeah, thanks for that. Uh, so look, uh, I think there is a way. I think there is a way of communicating uh, some of these things that can ease people into what your content is, because you don't want to be doing a bait and switch either, right? Like if you're a straight talker, then have your website be straight talking,
Got it.
and so that it's true to who you are. I I just I just go easy on the dicks and assholes. Is really all I'd say.
Well,
It's awesome, Ed.
Gary
It's good. It's
and
good to
Blue
be on the
both
journey
dropped
with you.
the F-bomb yesterday, so I don't feel quite so I'm like, okay, a little bit of leeway.
Fair enough. All right. Melanie, did you have something on this or?
Yeah, I do. And a few months ago, Blue brought in somebody from ClickFunnels that went through a lot of great funnels. If you could go back to that session, the templates were given to us. And I mean, I know how to create from scratch, but something that I did recently, I actually used one of their funnels and just went in and edited it, but they're really clean and they're really easy. Even if you're not using their platform, you can look at it and see what they can do. It'll help you a lot.
That's a great tip. Yeah, it's a
Thank you.
great tip. And similarly to how I was saying about Canva, that will be even better because it's actually a sales template. Yeah, it's a copy what is proven to work. Cool.
Yeah, from Russell Brunson. Come on, guys.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
They've given us their templates.
that's pretty cool. All right. Sharon, hosting my first Obvio session with approximately 300 participants. All right. Nice work. Like, first one with 300 is awesome. Relationship coaching. We need to use breakout rooms with 6 or fewer people in each breakout room. Some of the couples will be attending from the same device, others will be attending from their own device, but need to be in the same breakout room with their partner. It's a good question. So, um,
Brandon, I'll add just a couple of things.
yeah, go.
So it's connected to Go High Level as a CRM.
Cool.
So I don't know if the tagging feature or the label, that's where I haven't used that yet, but by being in TVE event and, but that's different because they're talking about rooms. Anyway, I was just wondering if there's some tool that could be utilized that way that
Mhm,
beforehand, because I know who all the couples are. Like
mhm.
through high level, they had to fill out who their second person was.
Yep.
So I could do something in prep of that if there's a way we're ready to, once the meeting starts, and now we're doing breakout rooms. Anyway, take it from there. Just want to give you a little more intel.
So that's good. And the breakout rooms are never in pairs, or like as in they're not just partners. It's actually the three groups of couples. Is that
Yeah,
is that
so the invitation is they can join single or they can come
Mhm.
with their partner.
Okay.
And if they're going to come with their partner, I know who that partner is. I've signed them
Mhm.
up as the second person. So they have the option to join, like sitting side by side in a room, but also from another location. So that's okay, how can I organize this to make sure that when we go into the breakout room and they're all 300 there,
Mm.
how do I get them into, I get the concept of you have a maximum of 100, so 50 rooms
Yeah.
would bring it down to, I get that part. It's okay, if that helped.
Yeah. And so is that why, if you've got 300, if even assuming that it was 150 couples, then you wouldn't be able to do breakout rooms of two necessarily, because of the
Right.
100. So, but you're saying you could do three couples together or that type of
Yeah.
thing. Yep.
Yeah. No
Mhm.
more than that because they're going to do
Yep.
this exercise back and forth.
Hmm. Hmm. Um, yeah. Okay. So at the moment, there isn't any way for us um, to automatically assign the breakout rooms based on Obvio data yet. It's actually something that we're playing with. Um, so what you currently have is you have the labels ability, where you
Hmm.
could label. So what this could mean is that, for each of the couples, you could number them,
Okay.
and now Homer and Marge are
Hmm.
both one and one,
Hmm.
and Fred and Wilma are two and two. They
Hmm.
both got two and two, right? So now, when I'm looking at the list, I can see
Hmm.
Homer and Marge are together, because they've both got number one. Fred and Wilma two, and so, um, what we can do then is, this takes a bit of work, but you can
Hmm.
design the breakout rooms. You can control the breakout room to make sure that you have all the couples together. Now, you could do that. Sorry, did someone? Oh,
Sorry, that was my ad started playing in the background, Grant. I didn't
oh,
realize I
okay.
was.
You're good. Um, so what you could do as a starting point with the breakout room is that you could say, I want to open whatever the number is, but you work out that you want to have 6 people in a breakout room.
Hmm.
So there's kind of two ways of doing this in creating the breakout room. You can totally manually do it and then go and find all the people and decide, which of
Hmm.
the three couples are going to be together. Um, or you could have it automatically assign everyone and then go and fix it, and then
Oh,
just, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, manually go and find Wilma because she's off in another one, and Fred's in
Right.
another one. Okay, come and bring that back in, right? So you could
Yep.
do it. There is a bit of work there, and ideally that's, sort of a team member or someone, a volunteer or something that can, assign that, do that, or you do it in a break or something. There's a few different ways of doing that.
Yeah, because you have
So,
to wait until the room is open when the meeting starts in order to do that. So then
correct.
in order to facilitate that, I have my, would I do it in the attendees part? Do I make labels? If I
Yeah.
have a lot of questions, but would it be easiest if I show you one?
Oh, sure, sure. And
Let's do.
and Sharon, you have unlimited questions, so it's all good. There's
Oh, okay.
no limit on questions. It's all
Yeah,
good.
but there's other people in the
There's
room, so
limited time.
I want to be conscious of that.
So I've got one more question from Jeff, who's just pushing on an old bruise, which
Okay.
is fine.
Okay, so I'm going to come back into one that I already connected to. Let's go here. This particular group is the VIP group, so it's limited to 8 couples. But we will be breaking them out, similar. So this would be, since I have people in here. And I did this by connecting to high level, adding, using the system of adding the tag to them in high level and then automatically put them in here.
Okay.
But then if I'm going to add the number, do I need to add the number in front of their name in high level?
Yes.
Or is there, okay, that's my question.
You need to add it. Let's just jump off this screen because we've got emails on there at the moment.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, you're fine. I've been suggesting that we need to hide emails on that.
Yeah.
Or have an option to hide it. And I only say it also because of our recording. It's on the recording, so that's why.
Yeah.
So best practice always with getting extra data across groups or tags is to do it in the CRM, and that'll push that through. And so what we want to do, I just need to think about, it's a group is what we're needing to do, because tags and groups, think of groups like a custom field. A custom field is like favorite color,
Right.
value is red. A tag is only a value, right, and so it's just red, but we don't know what does that mean, red.
Right.
Whereas a custom field or a group, we're able to say couple number or whatever you want to call that, right? But we call it a couple number for now. Now we've got a custom field in everyone that has a number assigned to it, and some of those are going to have there's 2 1s and there's 2 2s, and then there might be a single that has no couple number, right? Which is fine, right? Now, so it's a process of you adding that custom field in high level. You said it was high level. Yep. Adding that in there, and then, which you would probably do as an import, right? You'd like do an export and then an import, and so you can do it as a spreadsheet. Yeah, you assign all the couples. Now you've got that custom field. You import it. You've got the custom field, and then what you're going to do is if you go to attendees and services and then share again.
Okay.
Attendees services, which is where you connected.
I'm
high level.
being careful. Being careful what I show you this time.
Yeah, no, you're good. And then you can go to high level, click on high level. That's it. There we go. So now see down there, add group. And so now you're going to choose, so you can see exactly what it's saying. Now it can import contact properties from high level as groups within Obvio. And so now the key is going to be what do you want it to be called in Obvio? And the field is going to be the field that you have created in high level.
So I need to create a new field, which I can do here, basically.
You can, yep. Or I think if you were to start typing in there, it should actually search for, and obviously you don't have it yet, but it would be searching for the custom fields. And so once you've created it in high level, then you bring it in here. and that you now have couple number. And now that's imported into Obvio. You will then go on the left there, you can see labels.
Yep.
You can click on that. And if you just hit that, add attendee label. And now what you can do is in that label text, you can do those. You can do essentially the two curly brackets, as you can see where it says group above, and then it'll be like couple number, or whatever you want. Yep.
I think
whatever you decide to call it.
I think I have to put custom value, right? If I'm following the formula.
So no.
Okay.
You've got some auto completion going, which is not related to Obvio. So then it'll be like couple NO or whatever you end up calling it. Sure, partners numbers or partners whatever.
And does it need to be a dot or a space, or does it matter?
No, actually it doesn't. It'll be something like that.
Okay.
Okay. And then when you add attendee label, that will, you may want to see that saying you're going to add this to everyone. And what would happen then, which is totally fine, but what would happen is if the field was empty, it would still put a dash after the name of the people in Zoom, and then it would be blank. So you can actually do a visibility rule. See there, just above at the top there, it says visibility rule. It's like, who are we going to assign this to? So we add a rule, and then we say a group. Now the group isn't there yet, but what you can say is, see where it says group key, that will be, once again, that will be your partner number is the name.
Like this thing, right?
Yeah. Now, so what you'll do is where it says is, just click that, and then you'd say is filled. So what this is doing is it's saying if the partner number is filled, as in it's not empty, then apply a label, and then it'll apply it. That way, if you've got your
label would be the number of 1, 1, 2, 2, 3,
you've got it. Now, once you do all of that, when you're in Zoom, you'll have all the numbers. So technically this all works, and I assume that you're okay with exposing who the partners are, but it kind of shows to everyone who the partners are. But
no, we actually ask them to rename themselves if we can,
right,
and do like Grant and Sarah, or whatever.
Right. I see. Yeah, cool. So then you then have it, when you have all those numbers in there, when it comes to assigning the breakout rooms, you can search for people as well, right? So when you're doing the breakouts, I'll show you here. I'm going to do it in a bit of a different way here. So I'm probably quite small there, but you can, I'll just spotlight. Here we go. All right. So so in here, if there was any numbers, I can just use a letter as an example, right? It's gonna bring them all there, right? So you will search for one, and then you say, okay, it's those two. They're the couples, right? Or as I was saying, assign automatically. okay, it's now chosen which groups are going to go to get, which couples technically. And now you can see, oh, hang on, it needs to be, cat needs to be in room 1.
Yeah,
So
we
you'd
can
be
color
like,
code it because everybody's different color.
you can
Greens
do
have
it
to be
like,
the other, yellows have to be the other.
yeah, right. You can do it like that.
Okay.
And there is an exchange as well, which it may be really handy, where you can swap someone, and that it puts them in. So you can do some manipulation in there, but you're going to see very quickly. And I think this would be the easiest way, because you'll see there'll be some groups that are some partners that are on the same input anyway, and so they're all happy. And then it will just be, reassigning. And then once you've got that right, then you open them up. But you could do this. You can do this as soon as the meeting opens and everyone's there.
Yep.
And then but yeah, you could do it in a break as well. You could
Well,
reassign.
I'm not the speaker.
Okay, great. Yep.
So I can do that. And then if we have them rename themselves like we already do, and
Right.
they're sharing the same computer,
Yeah.
then that would be clear. Okay, we've got Grant and Sarah together. They're
Yep.
one couple, one thing, and then the two ones,
Yep.
the two. Okay. Okay, I think I got it.
Sound like that'll
I will
work.
test it, and then I have one more week that I could come back if it fails.
You can have a little test. I'm interested to ask you the difference between having people share a camera versus on separate cameras. What are your observations of that?
From a
Is it better
technical
or
side
worse?
or
No.
how does it work?
Yeah. Does it, as in,
Oh,
does it work better or worse with them sitting in the same room like that together?
it's interesting. My daughter is a relationship coach, and it's her thing. And in fact, Muddy helped us produce one that had 8,000 registered and 25
Yeah.
people show up,
I
and
remember
like,
hearing about that. Yeah. That's cool.
yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, um, so it's successful. And
Good.
now we're preparing for, okay, I think Obvio is the way I'm going to have to do this they purchased an 8-week class. And I've sat in this before, and we've had 8 couples instead of 300, you
Right.
know.
Yep.
So the VIP class is the 8 couples. That's easy to manage. But to answer your question, what happens is typically it depends on the couple. If they came as their last straw before they're going to get divorced or
Uh,
before whatever,
uh,
oftentimes the first session, they may even choose to be on a separate laptop in different places of the same house.
yep.
But by the end, they're sitting on the sofa looking at each other and giggling and sharing with open hearts. Um,
Mm.
so there are times, I don't know if you're married or not, Grant, but
I am. Yeah.
okay, if you are, there are rubbing friction points that sometimes you just need space from each
No.
other. Yeah,
No.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
No. Never.
And
Never.
now we can't believe
Been,
anything you say
I've
in this
been.
room at all.
I'm like, I've been married for 20 years. No. Never.
Yeah,
Never
no.
had that. Yeah. Totally.
I live
Totally
in
get it.
denial.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so it's interesting. Actually, sometimes it's helpful that there's a little space and then they
That's
can
right.
come
Yeah.
and come back together. And then sometimes it's just truly that because of work life or life, they just can't be physically in the same space because of their schedule. It's not because of
Yep.
relation.
Yeah. Yeah.
But but the best is when they move to that space that they're in the same room, sitting beside each other, and you can see the shared looks between them.
And because of the work that they're doing together.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
But
I
it does
find it.
still work in the breakout room.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And that's the thing. And this is where it's not totally related to Ovio, but it's in that um it's messing with my mind to think about think about it, because on one side I can see a lot of value in people having ownership of the connection that they have to the event.
Mhm.
Because it could be. I'm interested, Jeff, in your thoughts on this too, because you do things with groups and things as well. But I could see there could be a possibility of one of the partners, one of the individuals, along for the ride.
Mhm.
That they've come together on the couch. This person's making me do this. You know, try to make me talk.
Yeah.
Good luck. And not that just by pushing them in another room on another computer would make all the difference, but there is something different about that because they're in control. They have to do something. They're leaning into the camera of the computer. They're doing their thing, and that there's some ownership there. And so I can see value in that. But I also totally see the value, obviously, in the in-person interaction that happens, and that would happen in that room. And now
Mhm.
it's a little bit less about the event and
Mhm.
more about what's happening in that room. And
Mhm.
it happens that it's happening at the same time with lots of other people, and so there's some facilitation that's happening there, and I totally get that. But
Yeah.
I just find the whole thing really, really fascinating.
Well, the thing that is the aha that
Mm,
is a common theme is when you're in a relationship and you're having your issues, you feel like you're the only one that has the issues.
hmm
And when after the first sessions of going into breakout rooms and then hearing the other, because she always puts them in at least four people and guides and facilitates that they're not doing the work with their own partner in the first one, but they're actually
Right.
practicing skills with somebody from the other couple. And then
Nice.
when they start to observe and hear themselves and see themselves in the other couple, they go, oh, it's not just us. It's
Yeah.
and so there becomes this bond of trust of, oh, this is a common thing because it's from people
Wow.
around the world. So it's really powerful and it's really beautiful, but
I love
it
it.
works.
I love it so much because it's essentially like group therapy, but yet the power of being able to do uh, breakout rooms, the power of virtual in this is very powerful. And I love hearing examples of this where arguably this is better online than it would be in person in some
Yeah.
ways, right? The ability to just go from a ballroom environment to a we're now just by ourselves in our room,
Yeah.
or we're now just with another couple, or we've just split, and that's where I can totally see the advantage of both examples of being on separate devices and also being together, and being able to do both of those. Um, yeah, sorry, you asked questions, and then I'm just fascinated by it because I love hearing examples of where actually this works really far better, not just because of all the normal virtual advantages of being global and different time zones and being at
Yeah.
home and no travel and all that normal stuff that we love, but actually to be able to be to have all the advantages of a large group, but then also being able to do individual work individually or in a couple, or that sort of stuff is incredible. Jeff, what do you think?
Yeah, I just wanted to share some thoughts of both from being on stage and then being also behind the scenes when there's people in our studio doing this. From a tech standpoint, I always prefer one person per camera. And that's
Mm,
just because we're doing things like chopping up the Zoom gallery and putting it on the back wall. We're
Mm.
doing different things of how we manage and move attendees. And sometimes you need one person in a breakout, not two. And if there's two or three people on camera, now you're like, okay, well, how are we going to do this experience, right? Or like Barry and Blue will do, hey, the person with the shortest hair goes first. Well, the shorter person, like, how are you doing that if there's two people on every camera, right? So some things logistically just become more challenging.
Mhm.
However, when you're doing relational events, like when I'm speaking to teachers, for example, I just did professional development training this afternoon. And in my housekeeping notes at the beginning, I say, please make sure that you're logged on your own device because we want to give you training credit when you're finished with the training. Now,
Oh,
we
yeah.
all know in this meeting that that's using certificates in Obvio, right? But if you're not logged into your own Zoom account, in other words, if Obvio doesn't see you as an attendee, I can't give you training credit. And that becomes sort of a
Mhm.
legal thing. So we'll get people, hey, I watched on my colleague's device. Where's my certificate? You don't get one. As an
Mhm.
institution, I can't give you one because I can't verify that you were there and participating. And I'm not going to scroll through the Zoom gallery of hundreds of people to try to find you and what, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just gets too complicated. So we always start with that in our housekeeping notes. So I think two people on one camera can actually negatively impact the connection with the host. Because if I want to call on you by name and Sharon, you've got someone sitting next to you, I can't call on that person by name because I don't know what it is. And so it's harder to include people. However, at the same time, I'm going to be doing a family event that I'm speaking to next week, and we'll have kids and parents joining together. And I actually don't think their relationship with me is the most important thing. I think
Yeah.
how they have fun and interact with each other is
So
the
good.
power. And it's not about me making that connection, it's about me facilitating that experience for them.
Mhm.
So I'm willing to sacrifice
Yeah, it's good.
knowing everybody's name that's on camera because I'm bringing them closer as a family. And so I have to remind myself when I want to call on the kids and call them by name. It's a little frustrating for me because I feel like I'm not being as inclusive or as welcoming as I could be. But I have to remind myself, Jeff, it's not about you. It's about this experience you're creating and facilitating for them. And if you're bringing them closer, at the end of the day, I'm going to go home to my family and they're going to stay with theirs. So there's some pros and cons, but
So
I
good.
think when you're doing relational work, things change.
Yeah.
And having even those, my little guy, my 3-year-old is cuddling next to me now while I'm on this call. And I know that that physical touch is encouraging him as I wrap up my work day. And that's more important than,
Mhm.
me being in the office and having the professional backdrop right now.
Yeah.
Good work. So good. I knew I liked you more than just because you're ginger. I
I
knew there
hope
was
so.
more to it than that. And
Go
so go.
ahead.
I was just gonna say that, Jeff, you've gone on the same type of thought journey as me. As I was thinking through that, there is a different about that facilitation, versus direct coaching, or like that, but I can see, Sharon, you didn't ask any of these questions, and I'm sorry. It's just that it has really caught my attention. I find it really interesting, and I can totally see that there's different elements. There's coaching elements and there's facilitation elements, and that it could be, different setups could work better for it. But I just love seeing how people are doing this stuff. So, you said you had lots of questions. Have you got any more questions, Sharon?
I think you got most of them. Uh, I think with what I have, I'll experiment
Yeah.
and then come back next week and see if I got stuck somewhere, and I'll do a little test run with what we set up and see if it's there. But yeah, the only other note is all my people in Australia are like, can't you do this in a time zone when we can be there live? And that's really difficult.
Yeah.
But as
Well,
you relate.
well,
So,
I mean, I would say I would push back, on some of that a little bit. I'm just like, have you ever stayed up to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning binge watching something? Yeah, you probably have. Have you had to get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to catch a flight to go somewhere? Chances are, if we were doing this in person, you probably were going to have to do that. You got to catch a red eye. So, I'm not asking you to do any of that. Just saying, you just get up and sit on your couch.
Yeah.
You don't have to go anywhere. And so I think it can totally work. And so, but you can, when you're setting the event, you can align it whether it works better for night or day, you know, early morning or late night or whatever. But and then aside from all of that, is your relationship worth it to stay up all night? You know, to plan for it, to you know, to take the days off before and after, and know that you're going to do an all-nighter. Like it, if this is something that could absolutely change your relationship and change your life for the better, is it a big ask to stay up late? Not really.
Well done. That's far better than I've done so far. It's like, well, we have a replay. Do the replay, do the homework, set a time. So good stuff.
And you could also say, how much is a divorce going to cost you?
Yeah.
It's going to cost you a lot. It's not a big deal to stay up all night. Yeah, you know what? You're going to stay up all night anyway. It's either going to be you do this and it's great, or you go through a divorce and you can't sleep because you're going through this terrible experience.
Or you're on opposite sides of the bed and you can't
That's
think
right. You're going to stay up all night because you're sleeping on the couch.
Yeah. Okay, now I know by that comment, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So lies and all right. Well,
how well
thank
do
you
you
very
sleep
much.
in the doghouse? Yeah, very good.
So
That's
true.
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome, Sharon. And see how you go with that. I think that's the best we can do so far. And we are playing around with kind of doing breakout room allocations based on data that we have in Obvio, albeit that not joining different rooms at the moment. But yeah, it's an interesting use case. So, but
Well,
I think
if
that
you
the numbers
end up with a beta version you want to test out, let me know.
Yeah, great. Awesome.
Okay.
Sweet.
Thank you.
All right. No worries. Next question. Oh, is it Jeff's? Might be Jeff's. Yes. I need to ask. So asking about emoji demo button.
Yeah.
I need to ask Justin where that's at.
Okay.
I'll make a note.
I was doing some programming of changing how we handle things on our back wall, and then some other items, and there was a bit of running back and forth to the rack because I had to trigger the emojis, but then I had to go adjust the settings, and just the way the studio is built, doing that all in the same place wasn't going to work. So eventually I went and grabbed a laptop and tried to swing it over, but it was still, you know how it is, where your head's in the back of a rack because you're adjusting something. And you're like, but I need to see the shoot. So I was like, I wonder where that's at. If that's still coming. And I think we talked about different ways before of do you for anyone that's listening is like, what the heck are they talking about? I had talked about on the production page when you open emojis. I think initially when you log in, it floats up a few so you can kind of see that it's active. And we had talked about having a toggle on and off, kind of a demo mode where it would just send a flood of emojis. And you could use that for programming or testing your, TV behind you or your green screen or whatever you happen to have in studio. You could also use it if you're looking to get some kind of B-roll footage of you as a speaker. You turn the demo on, and then it's all going. It looks like you've got a live audience interacting with you behind you. You can get some video clips and use that to promote your event before you ever have a live audience.
That's cool.
So it's a great way to sort of have what looks like some social proof, not just for testing, but also for promotion. And my thought was as we move to marketplace, I think that might be more helpful for people that want to have a demo video. Go ahead.
Do you want to have a random chat generator as well? That's just saying, we love Jeff so much. Jeff, you're amazing. This is awesome content. I've never heard content like this.
We actually
a
have
random
one
generator
that we use of where it'll be like we'll put in like the frequently asked questions, and there's a way for me to trigger it when I'm on stage. So sometimes you open
Nice.
up Q&A, and people are shy with those first couple questions, and you just need 1 or 2 questions to prime the pump, and then that gives everybody else permission to ask. And so we use that, or we do a monthly call, and around the holidays, sometimes you get lower attendance, and so you need a question or two to kick it off. And so we use that as well.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a good way to do it.
It doesn't talk about how awesome I am. It asks legitimate questions about the programs, but but that would be fun too.
Jeff, how is it that you've become so awesome? Like, how is it that you're so amazing? Oh, that's a great question. From there, let me just answer how awesome I am.
I will
cool.
say, when we were testing it, the team put in some questions that I would hope no one would ask live. They're just really random stuff. How do you get your hair to spike up like that? Was one of them that comes to mind.
Right.
What's your favorite
That's cool.
topping on your tacos? Because I use that in my speech. But my thought was, from a design standpoint, I know previously we had talked about maybe it's on a 10-second thing and then it stops. But
Right.
as I was thinking through, how long it was taking for us to program the wall and bringing in the different layers and keying things out, I almost think it should be like a toggle on and off,
Just
like
on
you have
and
the other
off.
toggle switches, because then you can disable it when you want to. You don't have to keep triggering it. It's almost like not completely solving the problem if it's something where you press it once and then it, does it for 10 seconds. Seems like a
That's a good point.
toggle would be more practical.
Yep.
So anyways, those are additional thoughts after programming.
No, that's
new
good.
screens.
1, 2. I'm just making a note of that because I think that makes a lot of sense.
Sure. And I stumbled across this today. I was going to ask you real quick, Grant. It sounds like I might be the last question, so hopefully that's okay. But with it looks like there was a new Zapier field or trigger in there. I was adjusting something on the fly, so I kind of ran across it quickly. But does that ring a bell? Maybe there's a new
On buttons?
integration or field. I forget where I ran into it, but it was like in the forefront of Obvio. I can't recall where I saw it, but it looked like an easier way to trigger Zapier. Like it was more at the forefront of the platform versus going into integrations and stuff behind the scenes.
So some of those will change, like for being able to tag, as an example, it will change based on what services integrations you have active. And so, but yet it will show even if you don't have any active. so it's a little bit, if
Gotcha.
I look at one now, I don't think we have. Oh yeah, I do. I've got Zapier connected on this one, and so I think what happens is when we look at the yeah, you've got Zapier tag down right at the bottom of a button, and so what that does is it'll just click, it'll add that tag based on that it had been clicked and push back to Zapier. So then of course you can do whatever with that. Yeah. So it's not necessarily new. Yeah.
There was one other feature we had talked about a while back, and I don't remember what the answer was, if it was something that was on the roadmap or if it was not. You're excited for this question.
That's right.
Heard a dog in the background. Oh, now he's left. He clearly wasn't excited about my question. Oh, there we go. There's the cute little face.
There's Coco. Yep.
Oh, hi, Coco. But I was wondering about some more granular organization under organizations. So we have so many
Yes.
events that I find myself having a hard time, searching and scrolling to get to the right one. So whether that be a search bar or perhaps folders, just another level of organization or accessibility.
Yes. I remember we talked about some different suggestions around multiple organizations. and then essentially a archive. We have spoken about an archive before of
Yes.
archiving old events, which essentially is just another organization, but it's the
Oh,
archive
okay.
organization, in a sense. And I think you're on Enterprise, right?
No,
Oh,
I'm
you're
just
not.
a level
Okay.
below. So I was a
Okay.
founder, but then I'm also in Leap. So I think that's both pro, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Coco's excited. How many organizations are
It's
limited for
3.
that plan?
So
3?
it's
Okay.
3 with Pro, and it's unlimited with Enterprise. So it goes from 3
Yeah.
to.
Well, if I created my third, I have 2 organizations already, but if I did I don't know that I'll ever need a third, because even with clients, we put it under our main production account usually. So yeah, so maybe I'll create a third organization as an archive, and then I can move events that way once we're finished.
If the team is not, sorry.
No, I don't want to make things hard for you. Sorry, everyone.
You had to show
Bye.
it. Bye, Coco.
So yeah, I'm going now.
Yeah, okay. Hang on, just talk amongst yourselves. I want to say goodbye to my family. Just hang on a second.
Yeah, no problem. So this concept here, I don't know how many of you use Obvio for both events and meetings, but I have recurring meetings. I have 2 calls that are pretty regular. Melanie, looks like Sharon's nodding there. Yeah. And the reason I use Obvio for meetings in addition to events is there are certain resources that my clients need to access on those calls. I don't want to have to try to find the PDF and drop it in chat every time. So I just create a button on the Obvio dashboard. And it's really nice. I show up to the same meeting. I don't have to find the Zoom link. If I get back-to-back meetings, like today, I was in almost the same meeting all day long. And I just turn my camera off and turn it back on, and the clients cycle through, and it's just less for you to do, right? You actually get a bathroom break when you've got back-to-back meetings without having to chase that down. So, but the problem with that is now, if you do a lot of events like us, then you have a hard time scrolling through to find those meetings that you need regularly. You're scrolling through client events and your own events and all that sort of stuff. So this is just another level of organization. So from what I understand from Grant, events that are past, meaning it was an actual event someone would register on a calendar for, or past the date, we're not going to do that event again and probably don't need to access that dashboard again. Create a new organization, call it archive, and just move anything that we're not going to access again to that organization. And that way it's sort of out of the way and reducing the clutter on our main organization accounts. I
But
probably
that
have
with
a
that
bigger problem.
impact, that's really smart,
What's that?
Jeff, because that's really smart. I was thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
But don't we have a limitation on how many organizations we can have if you're not on
So
enterprise?
3 on Pro. Yeah, Enterprise, he just said, is unlimited.
Right. So if you have another organization just for the purpose of archiving, you're going to eat up one of those
Yep.
organizations, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
unless
I
we
will
were to
tell you,
add
like,
another or the archive is a free.
I'd love
But
that.
I was wondering if for you, Jeff, one of the things with the organizations is that it's about team organization. So because that's who has access to your events is different per organization, and a few things like payments and things like that is tied to organizations. If the team is basically the same, or what is often the case, you're only ever really doing one event at a time, then you can manage that a bit more where you have like active events, and now that's one organization that just has your active events in it, and then you can move them between events very easily. So it's sort of yeah, I think there's enough kind of ways of manipulating in there at the moment that it's not a high priority for us to change the setup on that. But yeah, we are looking. We're looking into changing the enterprise plan a little bit as well, sort of increasing the amount of attendees and things. As looking at some options on that. So, but yeah, we'll see what comes of
Very
that.
interesting. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if it would come to a point where an archive, like you said, would sort of be a free organization on Pro or
Right.
Enterprise or any of those, just where it seems like that's the one thing that might benefit everybody, right? And be easily understood without having to have a call like this or explanation of like, okay, so I'm done with events, I can, click a button and it moves them here to
Yeah.
this archive folder. That's just yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So cool. But in the meantime, I think you solved my problem. Another creative way is to create that third organization and juggle some things around.
Yeah, move them around. Sweet. I think there was another question. Let's see, from Jane. Is Jane still here? Hello, Jane. Come in, Jane. Maybe not.
She's in
Jane's awesome.
participants.
It's all right. She's so funny when she's like her question was, this is not an Obvio question. However, if there's no more questions, can you help me with the Gamma app? Thank you. I'm like, I would if I knew what that was. I have no idea what that is.
Office hours global.
Yeah, there you go. I think she just jumped. She jumped off anyway. So, but then she's still connected on some device. Which
Just
will
to
get
help out a little bit, Grant.
Yep.
So yesterday, Barry likes talking a lot about AI and all that kind of stuff. So when at Copy Clinic, when Jane was sharing her stuff, she had a presentation she had asked about. And so in 15 seconds that Barry was talking about stuff, Blue went and took all of her whole presentation and took it to the Gamma.
Gotcha.
It totally redid her presentation. So now she's back to ask about Gamma. I mean, that was the biggest and best thing, and it was wonderful.
Fair
So
enough.
that's all about. So she just assumes everything Blue did.
That's right. Well, there is a lot of overlap, but thankfully there's some individuality as well, given that we're from different countries, different ages, and different people. Yeah, cool. I just looked at it. It does look very cool. I'm sure it worked out well. I hate to think how many subscriptions Blue has to all these new fandangled services. So one way to use up some money. All right. Anything else?
Hey, Grant, this is Ed again. I have
Hello,
a new
Ed.
logo. Can I show you my new logo really
Yes,
quick?
please. Look at you working away there. Yeah. That looks cool.
Does it look better, do you think? It doesn't look like a
Yeah.
5-year-old to it, does it?
It doesn't. At least
Okay.
6.
At least 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like somebody dropped a color palette while they were walking to a gender reveal party or something.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's the non-binary gender reveal party.
Oh, I love that, Grant.
I feel like those gender reveal parties should come with explanations. Like, if you show up without clothes, people get mad. Like, I feel like the title was very misleading, and I don't appreciate them calling the police.
Oh,
Are you working on bits now, Jeff? Is that what's happening?
Essentially, I feel like we're out of questions.
You're just testing bits. Nice work. Nice work.
It's funny you use the words bits. Y'all already have me in a whole other kind of. Y'all are funny.
Nice work. Nice work. That's good, Ed. Yeah, nice.
Thank you.
Keep moving forward. Yeah, that's great. All right. If there
Grant,
is
could you let Jeff
Yeah.
explain his thing that he said earlier? I was catching parts of it and it was like, oh man, I forgot I didn't get the first sentence that he said. So and Melissa was working on
Gender
something
reveal?
else. No.
What
Some
thing,
video
Kat?
thing where you can take a picture that it looks like you're with a lot of people. What was that?
Oh, that was a suggestion. So we were talking about sort of a feature request for the emoji buttons for the emojis to fly up on the wall behind you. And I was just sharing that if something like that was created, all of us could make a video with a TV or a green screen or some sort of backdrop behind us where it would look like people were live at the event with a bunch of interactions. So in other words, when you're promoting your event, you could create a video with some sort of false interaction behind you to sort of give people an example of what that experience might look like on the sales page. So not available yet, but maybe in the future. Now
Yeah.
you just have to ask 15 or 20 of your friends to sit on laptops on a Zoom call and press some
That's
buttons
right.
while you hit record. You can still get the same thing. It just takes a little more effort.
That's right. You I like that you're expanding the use case for it, and which generates more interest in the idea. So you've done well, Jeff. You, you're really lobbying this this idea.
I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it.
Well done. Well done. Nice. All right. Anything else?
Okay, Grant, it's Abigail. I'm driving. I can't turn on my video again, but
Okay.
I just want to say here from Hollywood, I agree with Jeff and what he's talking about. Sometimes I'll be watching like Tony Robbins and there'll be like hundreds of thousands of people in this, arena screen. And then in the studio I hear like three people clapping. Like
Yeah.
like at least a soundtrack of some sort, like a clap track and a woohoo, like pretend we're at a football game or something, steal it. Because it
Nice.
looks so crazy that, we've got like all these people and then like three people in the studio. I think it was Russell Brunson's, his when he launched Offer Lab. You could tell there was like, 20 people there and 800,000, watching or whatever. Like it was just
Yeah.
weird. Like at least the sound, if we can't like fake the people yet, but at least the sound of clapping.
Yeah. There's a few people that do laugh tracks and clap tracks and things. It can work. I think music works well, and
Yeah, that's true. It's more
yeah,
authentic. It's more authentic for sure, but just even if it's
yeah,
funny, like
right.
woohoo. Sometimes I think it's Trent Shelton. He's like wonk wonk, and he's got horns. Like preach, preach.
Yeah,
Like
right.
that stuff's funny.
Yeah.
Because we know we're all like alone in a studio. It's so sad.
One thing I'm working with a developer on right now is an AI tool that is reading the Zoom gallery in real time and translating what's happening. And so you can then do different things if you have data out of that. So for example, if 20 people are clapping, you can play the sound of 20 people clapping, right? If you have 10 people laughing and the AI can recognize that, you can then have 10 people laughing. And so what that does is it provides more realistic sound effects. But the other thing it
Yeah.
does for the host is really helps virtualize that in-person experience. So they feel like they
Bit
have
more dynamic.
feedback. Speakers that feed off the crowd, and I'm one of them, like to have the silence in the studio. I mean, you learn to
Yeah.
live with it, but it is not ideal. And that's why a lot of speakers don't want to do virtual because they're not getting feedback. They feel like they're talking at people versus communicating with people. And so I
Yeah.
think we've done a really good job visually with Zoom TVs and the Zoomzilla setup, making two-way visual communication. But the question is, how do we bring the audio into that? We experimented for a while too of doing temporary unmutes of the audience, but then of course someone's yelling at their dog or their kid, and that really
Yeah,
pulls
that's not
you,
gonna work.
with
That's gonna,
distractions.
yeah, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've tried
That's why,
filtering and
here from
different things like that,
Hollywood, being in Hollywood, we're used to the fake stuff. We're really used to it. But I get you wanting to be authentic, but we're perfectly fine with fake.
We are you talking
Yes.
about plastic surgery now? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, of course, that's a given.
How to put on Botox. I don't know how we got there.
Or we're not getting on camera, but that's tomorrow's story, right? Yeah.
The other thing, Grant, I'll tell you that's in the works and is being tested right now is a naked detection.
Oh
This
yeah.
sounds. This is not me coming back to the gender reveal joke. This is a real
No.
thing. If you have a large webinar, a large event, you are going to see someone in the bathtub, someone on the toilet. People will forget their cameras on their phone, and they'll bring
Yeah.
you with them wherever they go. And
Yeah.
it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So you either have people monitoring all your Zoom galleries to try to stop someone's embarrassment as quickly as possible, or you have an AI tool that can turn cameras off. And so that's something that's being tested right now. And it's about a 3-second delay is where you're at. So,
It's pretty good.
gender reveal for 3 seconds and then off, but it'd be nice if it was about a half a second or a little quicker.
Right. Yeah, part of that problem is
God bless
excuse me.
you.
I got the mute button. Part of the issue is that when you force someone's video off, they can't turn it back on again. Which is it's a bit annoying sometimes, right? Because you might want to catch them, that they're doing something, or it's a bit distracting or whatever. You would just want to turn it off, but then they now can't turn it back on again if they fix their problem or whatever it is. So it'd be nice if you had an option to be to temporarily turn it off or something. Yeah, I've had that problem before. There is a new update to Zoom coming where the sound devices and camera and stuff is persistent. I saw that as an update coming. So sometimes it can be that every time you start Zoom, it can decide what device it wants to use. The other thing, Jeff, too, is original sound will be persistent now too. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, the Lord has heard my prayers.
That's right. There you go. Yeah, it's actually
That's great.
It's going to be in that little pop-up, the little hover pop-up that you get. Original sound will be in there, and then all of that will be persistent, which is cool.
Wonderful.
Kat, did you have your hand raised, or was that from before?
No, I want to ask a couple questions. First, what do you mean by original sound? And I come here a lot of times just to learn stuff that I had no
I love
freaking
how
clue
curious
about.
you are. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. That's why I'm here. A
Cool.
lot of times I don't have a question. I just want to learn from you guys. And then
That's
the
great.
other thing is Barry said something about switching Copy Clinic, but I don't see an update of the calendar. You know how they push out the calendar from Leap. So it doesn't all their changes don't always populate my calendar, and I need to know because I need to know what date Copy Clinic is.
I
But
don't know
something
if
about it
anyone
fell
else.
on a holiday, the Master Day fell on a holiday of somebody's. Anyway,
They
I would
they
just
did
email
say
Elizabeth.
yesterday, next Copy Clinic is next Tuesday.
oh, it's going to be so the Master Day is going to be after that. Okay.
I
Thank
have
you.
no idea when that is. They just said because of whatever, we're doing another Copy Clinic next Tuesday. And I was like,
Next
cool.
Tuesday. Okay. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate it. And then what's the original sound?
Yeah. So the default sound in Zoom is doing a whole bunch of processing. So it's trying to focus in on the voice. It tries to remove a bunch of background noise and things like that. And so sometimes if you were, as an example, if you were sending music through your microphone input, as an example, you wanted to have music playing, Zoom will be cutting all that out. And often you can't hear the music, and every now and again you hear a word or two, but the music's all been cut out because it's doing that noise reduction and getting rid of noise. When you do original sound, it opens it up and kind of turns off those the noise reduction features. Specifically, if you wanted to be sending music in, or like more than just voice, essentially. And so that's the option for. And sometimes we do this to get better sound, and depending on the microphone inputs and the environment that you've got, you might decide to turn on original sound. Most people, most environments don't need to do that. And if they're wanting to send music, sharing audio from your computer is a better way to do that. If you're just doing it from the computer, you can share music that way, and then still have your microphone set with the normal sound. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to ask you something. So, for example, years ago, whenever we sang online, my husband and I would go through our mixer and the whole bit, and so that everything would come out directly from our mixer on here. Are you saying that we could actually play guitar and stuff without going through the mixer because it'll be able to pick up everything from the mic? Or we still have to go through a mixer because it's not
You'd still
going to
go
get
through a
everything?
mixer. Yeah, you'd still go through a mixer, but you'd want original sound on. Otherwise, it'll be cutting the sound, and you won't hear
What do you
things
mean
properly.
otherwise? What do you mean otherwise? If you're not doing music?
If you're only doing voice, as in not only speaking, not singing, if you're only speaking, then the normal setup is fine. If you're doing music and you want more high fidelity sound, then you use original sound. Yep.
You use original sound, or you still go through the mixer?
It's two separate things. Original sound is a setting in Zoom. Using a mixer is all about having multiple inputs, guitar, couple of microphones, that sort of thing, to get in. So you would need both.
You would do the mixer and original sound.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it. I'm going to test you on this next week and see if you remember it.
This
The way
I
to
will
think about
remember
this is
because I've been doing it for too many years. This I will remember.
Nice.
think of it this way, Kat. Zoom doesn't know the difference between music and background noise. So unless you tell it, hey, I want the original sound, don't filter anything that is other than a speaking voice, it's going to assume that it's background noise, and it's going to try its best to remove it. The good thing, if you're speaking, is Zoom is really good at removing background noise. The bad news is if you're doing music, it's really good at removing background noise. And so
That's right.
you'll see them on the other end looking in the gallery like, is my computer broken? Is something wrong? And that awkward look they're giving you is they're hearing this garbled mess come through, and they're trying to figure out what the heck is wrong with their speakers. And you just forgot to turn on original sound. It's filtering out a good chunk of your music.
As a fitness teacher using music in class,
Right.
I have to do the original music because I say something, there's always gaps, the syncing is off.
And for me, I often leave original sound on because I'm doing music and video clips throughout the presentation. And then the other thing is I have done a lot of my EQ and my filtering in my mixer. I've got a pretty high-end mixer, so I don't need Zoom's help. Nor do I have control over what Zoom is doing necessarily. I would rather see it on a physical mixer and make those decisions fully myself, with an engineer, than have Zoom do something automatically behind the scenes. It's very good
Where
at
is
what
the
it's doing.
original
If I
music
needed,
on? I'm sorry. Where's the original music in the settings for Zoom? Original sound?
you have to enable it in your account, and then it will come up in the top right corner of Zoom.
Oh, on the website, the account on the website, you mean?
No.
I think just in settings, right on the actual meeting.
Yeah.
Grant, it's been a long time since I've
You
done
have to
this.
do it on the audio settings.
That's right.
So you go to
Yep.
audio settings.
Audio settings, and then you'll see it as an option there. But if you Google Zoom original sound, it'll talk you all through it.
Okay, it's already there. Okay, thank you.
Great. So yeah, sorry, Jane. I don't know anything about Gamma, although it looks very cool.
Does
But yeah,
anybody else know
I
about
would-
it?
So I'll keep it out of this particular meeting, but it'll be perfect for open office hours with Blue. When does he do that? It's on Fridays, right? What time does he do that? What time is that?
Yeah, kind of.
People
I
know?
just want to get it on. I just want to get it going. I've got a presentation next week.
Fair enough.
I think it's 2 p.m.
But I'll look at
Eastern this
YouTube
Friday.
videos tonight. Or maybe Adam knows how to use it. He's got office hours tonight, so he might
Great.
know how. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everyone. Thank you for another exciting episode. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.